Beyblades. A spinning top toy that was made popular during the early 2000s thanks to the manga that inspired it, has spawned numerous anime toys and games. The idea is simple. Launch your Beyblade into the stadium and either knock your opponent out or be the last one left spinning. Beyblade for the PS1 tries to bridge the medium of the shows and the toys into one package and fails miserably at doing it. The game opens with the intro from the anime, complete with theme song and all. This is about the only highlight of the game as it goes downhill from here. On the main menu you have a few choices. A tournament that consists of a single competition, which is the main mode you'll spend your time in. A free match, which is essentially a versus mode between either another player or the computer, and customized to swap out and buy new Beyblade parts. The tournament pits you in a series of matches, first against a rotating bunch of nobodies, until you face off against series favourites like Tyson, Kai, Ray and more. Beat 7 opponents in a row and you win. That's it. However, saying that is easier said than done, as this is down to 2 key factors, one of which you have control over, or rather you don't. To start a match, you launch your Beyblade by way of a golf-style meter to determine its spinning power. Too much and it will fly right out of the stadium, and too little and it will easily get knocked out or stop spinning entirely. This is about the last time you'll have any meaningful control on what's going to happen in the match. You see, once launched, you're meant to be able to move your Beyblade around to try and attack your opponent. You can press the cross button to attack, which on contact rewards you with LP points or legendary points. These are used for special moves and launches once you have enough of them. They not only deal a lot more damage if they connect, but can also be used to stop yourself from flying out. You can also defend yourself by pressing cross 2 to minimise the amount of damage you receive. Actually controlling the Beyblade though is next to impossible. You'd have more luck willing a real life one to move how you'd want it to. From even the slightest touch in any direction, you can zoom around the stadium and end up flying out of it. No matter whether you're pressing the direction you want to go or the opposite direction to try and stop yourself from going there, it never feels like it makes any difference whatsoever. In the end, I just gave up trying to move and just focused on attacking and defending instead, relying on the other key factor I mentioned, luck. More so than probably anything else in this game, battles are more luck than they are skill. Now, I don't know about you, but playing a game where luck determines the victory or defeat each match is boring and frustrating. Sometimes I can sweep the opponent in 2 quick rounds, thanks to them spinning out of the stadium, only to have the exact same thing happen to me in the next ones. Having to sit through the same dialogue boxes over and over again each time you restart is grueling, as is hearing the announcer's mumble voice clips throughout. By now you're probably thinking, hey Tom, why don't you just upgrade your Beyblade? And I would say that's a great idea. However, everything costs way too much and it takes way too long to actually earn the currency. You do start with 100 points to spend, and with there being many different parts to upgrade, it's hard to know what to buy, as there's no stats to compare until you actually purchase an item. So say for example you buy a new attack ring. You'd guess that the more expensive ones are better, so you spend all 100 points buying and equipping it. Then once back in the tournament mode, you either gain 10 or 5 points depending on whether you win or lose. The whole grind is what kills this game for me, as trying to save for multiple new parts is an absolute chore. Even when you can afford new parts, there's no guarantee they'll perform any better than the ones before thanks to the random nature of the game. Or ultimately, you could just be incredibly lucky and just win 7 matches in a row without any upgrades and just win the whole thing. From the repetitive loop of the gameplay to the horrible controls, this game is just unbearable to play. Whilst I criticised Ultraman for the SNES for bad controls, at least you can actually functionally play that game. Whether it's winning a few matches to progress further into the tournament only to lose and have to start the whole thing over again, or the slogger gaining points, the game's just not fun. To be fair, the game does look about as good as you can imagine a PS1 rendition of the anime looking, but that's all this game is basically fan service. The game as a whole, that's about as fun as the real life toys are. Once you've had 1 or 2 goes of it, that's about it, and you don't ever pick them back up again. So unless you're the biggest Beyblade fan in the world, do not buy this game. Anyways, I'm Tom from VPG Gaming, thanks for watching and have a great gaming day.